Hi and welcome to another Python tutorial of working with canvas. Now let me show you guys how this works. I'm going to clear off everything here and let's change the back color. We can change that to whatever we want there. Let's change the font color as well. Let me go for yellow and write whatever you want to write. The choice is yours. So display, and guess what, we can change the font size. Let's come in here and change the font size to something a bit maybe readable. Let's make that big font. Look at that. And what else can we do? We can reduce the size of the font and even change the color of the fonts. Let's say we want to go for red color. There we go. And what else? We can draw a line. Let's make that green. There. We can draw rectangle. Let's change the color of that very rectangle. There we go. And what else? Okay, we make that. Let's make that green. And we can even add images. There we go. Look at that. Or we can seek for help and even write on board. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Python development environment and we'll put one of these together. Let's do that now, guys. Let's start a new project from Enter. I'm going to import all of the above. Import it all. And in there I'm going to import my message box library. So I'm going to call that Enter. Dot, that will be message box. There we go. And the other thing I intend to import is going to be from, let's import ttk, import it all, ttk, and we also need to import the color chooser. There we go, that's it done. And I will now give my project a class. Let's call that class writer and enter parentheses there. And right down below it I'm going to define my functions. So let's say initialize the above, and that is going to be self comma root. There we go, enter parentheses there. And there, here, there we go. Now you see self.root. I'm going to call self.root so that I can define the name of my application. I'm going to just call that self.root equals root. And I will also define the geometry, copy that, paste it right underneath here and just say dot geometry. And that is going to be 1360 by 800 plus 0 plus 0. Okay, plus 0 means the program will start all the way from the upper left hand corner here and all the way to fill up my own screen. Depend on my screen resolution. The next thing is I'm going to define a variable. There, this variable I'm going to just call it space, and this space is going to be inside self.root. Let's paste that and we'll have it copied. Self.root dot title, and open up a parenthesis. I'm going to make the title about 190 multiplied by the space that I have defined there so that I can get my text centered. Say plus, the following lines of text, and the text is going to be as above. There we go. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to call save.roots because I want to create an icon. Copy that and paste that underneath here. Save.root.icon, and the icon is going to be, the method uses icon bitmap. Icon bitmap, and the name of my icon is captain.ico. There we go. That's my icon right there. So I'm going to now round up the whole process, then we'll run it, save it and run it and see. To round it up, now I'm going to come down here and just, let's say, if, open up a space or add a space. No, the if should be lowercase. If it's set as follows, equals name and underscore equals apostrophe underscore main and underscore apostrophe column, and we then say root equals tk, open up parentheses, and I'm going to now say root dot option. Just want to now create something for up here, so that anytime I click on any of these drop down lists, I want it bold. So let's say option, the option that I want to give to my system is going to be an apostrophe multiplied by all of the font, enter an apostrophe comma, and the font I intend to use is going to be, let's say, Raiden, and I'm going to just make that, let's go for about 10, comma, bold. Close that, and right underneath I'm going to say application equals writer, and that writer is inside root. There. Now I want this root to loop. Let's say root dot main loop. Okay, let's get all of these indented, else we will end up with error. Indent that, and we also want to indent this as well. There we go. Okay, before I go any further, I'm going to save it. Let's save it as, I'll say pi underscore writer canvas. Okay, click on save. There. Okay, I'm now going to run my application just to see how it looks like for now. There we go. That's my logo right there, and this is my title, dead center. Look at it. Okay, let's close that. Now the next thing I want to create, I'm going to create my canvas. Okay, right underneath here I'm going to enter my canvas, so I might as well just call it self dot my canvas, and my canvas is going to be the widget that is called canvas, and this widget is right inside self dot root. There. I'm going to close that, and I'll now come down here, paste that, and let's round up this canvas. So what I'm going to just do is I'm going to set dot pack, and I'm going to ask it to fill up my screen equals fill up both sides, and I want it to expand equals true. There we go. I'll close that. There. I have my canvas in place, so if I run it, you might not be able to see the canvas because of the color. Let me show it to you guys. There we go. My canvas is there. As you can see, there's no error. Now, for you guys to be able to see the canvas, I'm just going to come in here. Let's say comma bg equals, let's make that up. I'm going to enter whatever in there, just 6 of those. All right, yeah, using the hexadecimal notation. So enter an apostrophe there and an apostrophe here, apostrophe hash 6 numbers, or you can add 6 alphabet A to F. So if I run it, this is what you guys will see. There we go, it's green color. All right, that's cool. All right, close that. If you want to use alphabet or mix it with alphabet, let me just go for A, B, C, D, E, F. That's 6. Let's see what does that gives us. That's it. Sky blue. That's cool. So that's how you mix the color, or you can also just type it in if you know whatever the color is called. For example, I know of this that is called cadet blue. Cadet blue. With cadet blue, just type out cadet blue or whatever color you want, and there we go. But I prefer mixing the color because I understand that much better. I might not know the names of all of the colors. This is red. So the next thing I'm going to do now before I go any further is I'm now going to create my menus up here. So let's change this back to A, B, C, D, E, F. That's sky blue anyway. There should be an hash there. There we go. Else it's going to give us an error. So now run. Okay, that's cool. Now right underneath here, I'm going to create my menu. So the very first menu, I'm just going to call, let's say menu. Yeah, we just call it menu bar equals the widget that is called menu, and this widget is going to be inside self.root there. And now next thing we want to do is we now want to say self.root. Let's copy all of this because we want the menu just like we have in here. So it's going to be self.root dot configure, yep, equals as follows, equals menu equals menu bar. That's what I call my menu bar there. Now for us to be able to see some content just like we have in here, you see here this file. So we're going to have to use, first of all, let me just say file menu, that's just a name I'm giving to it, equals menu, and this menu is inside menu bar, this very one, and I then want it to tear off. That's one of the functions they use, equals 0. Now there's going to be, because it's teared off, it's right up here. Now there's going to be some other menu inside it which will then be cascaded down. So those menu, I'm going to then say, let's say menu dot, okay, menu bar, come right down here. Once we finish creating this, we can just copy and paste the rest. Dot add underscore cascade. So there's some else there. Okay, I want a label, and this very label equals, let's call that file. That's the very first one there, comma menu equals file name, this very one, and close that. You see, if I run this now, I should be able to see file right up there. Let's run it. You see what I'm talking about? There we go. Look at that. You see, there's a file there, right? Just a file, and that's it. Nothing is happening. Now let's add some data straight into this very file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let's copy some of these. We copy these, yeah, and come right down here, paste that in there. But I'm going to change the name. This one I'm going to call it file menu. Instead of cascade, this one will become command. File menu add command. That's my very first one, and the name on it is going to be new. Okay, and this new, let's close that here. That's the very first one. Okay, I can even add a separator here. So to do that, I'm going to copy this again. So just paste it down here, and that will be separator. Yeah, separator, and then I will then copy this. Let's copy this again. Copy both, paste, and align this properly. So if that is new, the second one, I can just call the second one maybe clear, something like that. Yeah, clear. And let's add one more. The next one is new, clear, and one more. I'm going to call that exit. Yeah, this will be exit. Get rid of this. We don't need the separator underneath anymore. Alright, there. I think that will do that. Let's run it and see how that's going to look like. So we can then speed up the rest of the menu. There we go. Drop it down. We have new, clear, and exit. Okay, let's add some more on the other side. So the next one, I'm just going to call that menu. Like this one is for the file. Let's come in here and just say ash. That's file menu. Right, file menu. And I'm going to copy and just call the other one. Come right down here. I'm going to call that edit menu. And inside my edit menu, I don't need all of this anymore because I've already defined the widget that I want to use. And this one, I'm just going to change this to edit menu. Okay, so everything here instead of file will become edit. That's edit, and edit here as well. There. And here I just need to change this to edit, and right up here, let's enter maybe font size. Just make that up. Font size. And here, let's go for font color. Okay, I know some people spell it without the U, but we spell it with a U. Okay, and here it's going to be, let's go for BG color. Right, and that should take care of that. If I run it, this is how it should look like. So now that's done. There we go. Oh, we need to change the text. Let's change the text on it. Okay, it's actually calling this. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, because I need to change this one to edit menu here. Let's change that to edit menu. Right, I think that will do it now, because I've called the right menu that I'm talking to. So come in here, let's see. Come on. There, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to add some command to them as time goes on. So now you guys know how to create the menus. So I'm going to copy this very one again, and that will be for my number size. Paste that in there and come right down so that you guys can see it. And this will just be for font size. here font size, because I'll be entering numbers in there. This will be for default font size here. And in here I'm just going to change that to, well, let's call it number size, number size. And I'll change this one to number menu. There. Well, some uppercase. Number menu. Okay. And this number menu, I have to call it here as well. Number menu. There we go. And here I'm going to change all of these to numbers. There. So let's just speed that up, changing it all to numbers. Right. Okay, the next thing is we want to change all of this text to some numbers. So I'm going to change this to, let's go for maybe 10. So we go for 10 there. Enter 10, come on. Right. And here I'm going to enter, let's go for maybe about 14. And here, maybe 18. We need to change the text here as well. So I'm going to just enter font, maybe font size. Yeah, why not? Font size. Okay, now let's enter some more numbers. I'm going to copy this. Now copy here where I have the separator. Paste. And here that will be, let's make that 22. And here we'll make that maybe 30. And let's add 2 more. Yeah, 2 more. 40 and 50. Come right down here. This will become 40. And we have 50 here. And there. So run it and see. The only bit that is left now is just the help. So that is our number. Okay. So I will now speed that up since you guys now understand how to create the menus. Okay, and I'll get back to you. I just need for drawing and help. That's it. Okay, those are just the 2 help menu that is left for drawing and for help. So let's run it and you guys see what I'm talking about. And there we go. That's for my help. We will need some method to get into all of this. Okay, so that's fine. Now that is taken care of, we now need to work on some of the functions that we will need to get things working on this our canvas. Okay, let's get some function in. The first thing I'm going to do is let me create some sort of like global variable there. I'm going to say self dot display. I'm going to call that string, and that's for my screen. And the next thing, let's grab this and just paste that right here. So that will be the function for this canvas itself. So I'm now going to create a function in there, just call it, yep. So display screen is going to be self, so it's been declared as a global variable anyway, so bring it down here. So now let's do one other thing. I'm going to say self dot font size. Maybe I should go for, let's go for 20. We can always change that. Then I'm going to also declare another one. Let's say font color, or the font color. Yeah, font color. Yeah, I'm going to make that default black. You can just type in black, or if you want, you can always type in 6 of this. Oh, come on. You can always type in apostrophe hash and 6 zeros. There. And that is it. That is for the font color. Okay, I might as well create another one for my background color. So let's copy that. The background, we can always change that to white anyway. So let's change this to BG. BG, that's white. 6 Fs. Yep, that is for that. Okay, now that I have those in place, let's try and draw 1 or 2 functions in there. So let's come down here and say function draw line. Okay, draw line, and that is going to be inside self. Now I'm going to assign a value to it. I just make that, let's say q equals, let's say 20 there. And we're going to come in here and just say self dot function color, paste that here, and that is going to be color chooser dot, we want to ask color, yeah, that's the spelling, ask color, and what color are you settling for? Is going to be font color. Where is it? This very one. Paste that in there. And now we enter an array for any incremental value there. Okay, that is that. I'm going to copy everything that I have in here, copy that and just paste it right underneath here. Let's realign this properly. I just want you to draw the lines. I'm going to get rid of this. Say there, we just say dot create underscore line, and this line I'm going to give it the following. Okay, that's, let's say 1000 by 100 by 300 by 100, comma, and let's say width equals font size. Okay, font size, that's the size of the text that will appear on it, comma, and now I'm going to say fill equals self dot font color. Paste that in there and close that there. I think that will do it for the first line. Let me see. Oh, first of all, let's correct this, and I also need to call this. Let's come right down here. Come right down. Where do we have line? Draw lines right here. So enter comma, and we just need to say command equals self dot draw line. Okay, if the line is fine, there should be a paint that we can choose from. Let's run it and see. And we choose the kind of color, whatever color we want. Okay, come in here, draw line. There we go. That's one down. Let's choose whatever color we want. There, you see that, guys? So let's try it again. There we go. That's fine. There's something I did not show to you guys. You see this little tick in there that I used? I'm going to show it to you guys. Let me just show it to you. See here, you will notice I use radio button, and here I've used check button in here. Here I use command button. I just use it to play around the menus. Okay, you guys can do that too. Like this is for check and this is for radio button. Alright, that is fine. You see this one? I'm going to get rid of these and just copy and paste the other one. Copy and change the coordinate around and paste that underneath here. And let's make a cross. So this one is going to be 650 by 0. Another 650 here. And okay, 600 we do there. And let's run it and see. Run. Then we can just copy and paste and change the rest around. So I'm going to go for green this time around. There we go. You see, that's how you draw lines. Alright, close that. I'm now going to copy this and just change that to rectangle. Copy, paste, and this is going to be draw rectangle. Let's get this indented properly. And for the rectangle, all we just need to do is to change the command to create rectangle. I don't need these. I'm going to get rid of these. And here there should be a bracket there. Okay, let's continue with this. Change this to maybe about 50 and maybe 150 here. And what about here? I'm going to make that would be where I wanted the location. Let's go for 800 by, yep. And what about, we don't need this. I can get rid of that, but I'm going to leave the fill. Okay, so that's rectangle. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't need that for the rectangle. And I think that's all there is to it, but I then need to call this very rectangle. Let's come right down here and call it right here. Where is it? Where we have rectangle, comma, and that will be command equals self dot rectangle. There we go. Alright, you see this one is going to be for oval. So, but let's run that rectangle first and see, and we can just speed up things. Let's come in here, rectangle, select whatever color you want. There we go, rectangle created. Now let's draw lines. Line created, that's fine. Okay, close that. I want to copy this command and I will use that for oval. I will say create image here. Draw, this will be draw image. This will be, no, let's change that. This will be draw oval. There. Okay, let's create those two functions. Come up here, I'm just gonna copy. The drawing is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to need some images. And this will be draw oval. There we go. So for the oval, just change this to oval. And the coordinates, that will be, okay, 1300 by 300. And I'll enter 600 here for my location and 100 there. Okay, that is wrong. Okay, I might as well just copy all of this and just change things. Undo, undo, undo. Right. And just paste that in here. Okay, alright, now let's run it and see. there will be an error because there's nothing in here yet. Comment that out for now. Let's run it and see. Run. Let's see. Okay, oval. Blue. No, it should be oval. What did I call in there? Oval, yeah. Okay, come in here. And let's go back in there and sort that out. It's saying rectangle, this one is saying oval. Okay. Let's cut it off. Cut, paste, and paste. Alright, come on, man. Alright, let's do that again. Oval. Good. Let's try a rectangle. Let's hope it's changed. Yeah, that's fine. And the lines. Right, that's good. Okay, that's taken care of. Now we need images. Okay, for the images, here are the functions for the images. Okay, but let me show you guys the images I intend to use. There they are. Okay, so let's come right down. There are 15 in numbers, so I'm going to copy and change these ones around. But if I run it now, this is what you will see. Oh, hold on, I need to change the command. Get rid of this. Yeah. Okay, now let's run it. Run. There we go. Draw image. There we go. It's drawn the very first image. So what I would then do is I'm just going to copy and paste and just change the details of the images around. That is the image copy. So image number 2, I need 14. Okay, and I'm just going to speed that up. And there we go, guys. Those are the lines of code for all the images that I've used. I have them on my system. They are all the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire images that I use. There they are, up to here. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to call it the end of this tutorial because it's getting longer than I expected. I think it's just too big. There we go. That's for the image. Lines. What else do we have? Rectangle and oval. There we go. Let's try and take care of these ones. New, clear, and exit. So I'm going to just exit out now. The first thing I want to do is let's come right down here and just enter. Let's define. I'm going to call that iClear. For iClear, it's going to be inside self. There. For iClear, that will be easy. So let's just say self.canvas.delete. My canvas dot delete. That will be all. So that should take care of iClear. If there's anything in there, that should get rid of it. Now I'm going to have to make sure call that. Then the next one is going to be, let's call that. Undo that. This function, I'm going to call this new canvas. New canvas. Okay, and I'm going to enter this very new canvas. That's going to be inside self, and right, let's copy this because I'm going to need it as well. Copy and come right down here. Let's paste that here. And the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to get the background. I think I already have my background color. copy the background color, come right down here, there, and that is going to be my canvas. So paste that first, and let's grab my canvas. Yeah, and I will paste that inside. Let's assign whatever background that is selected, okay, should be changed. That's it. Okay, so whatever color background selected, that should be changed with this. Okay, and let's see, supposing, okay, let's change this. If I want it to be white, okay, let's say change it to white, and I can always change this. Let's change that to white, ash, and white is 6 of those. That's 5, 6. There we go. Right, and let's call all of this new canvas iClear. Let's come in here, come right down here to where I have new. That's new. Comma command equals self dot there, and the other one is iClear, so command equals iClear. Copy that, paste that in there, iClear. Right, and here that's exit. So let's just take, okay, let's try this out first. Okay, let's run it first, just and see how this two will perform. Let's see. I'm going to enter some. Let's enter some images in there, and maybe over. Okay, let's try new. Okay, that's good. New is working. Let's try clear. All right, that's fine. Okay. Close that. Okay, the next time I'm going to do, I will include, let's include exit. Okay, you guys know how to take care of exit by now. You've seen that in a lot of my tutorial. So that's exit. Then I need to call this exit. I exit, come right down to, okay, here, and just call I exit. I exit. Okay, if we run that, we should be able to take care of that. Exit, where is it? Alright, we have an error. Let's see what's the error about. I exit, let's go up here. I exit is itself. Okay, the screen would not be able to see that, so I'm going to have to move the screen down. Okay, that's got to do with the position. Alright, so let's try that again. Yeah, let's come down here. So that's I exit, so I'm going to run it again, and let's just see. Exit, no. Exit, yes, that is fine. So now let's take care of message, just ordinary message. So I'm going to copy this, and right here I will just create another one. I will call that iMessenger. Okay, as for iMessenger, is going to be inside self, is just to display message on board, and I'm going to call it iMessenger equals whatever. So maybe iMessenger, we can just enter something that would be displayed. So let's get rid of this. Now let's say I show details. Let's say detailed information about Let's enter break carried return about working with canvas. Okay, so that's just show detailed information about working with canvas. That's all. So I'm going to call that. Let's come right down here. It's going to be inside help, message, help, type. Okay, this is message. Come in here. So that's going to be command equals self dot iMessage, iMessenger. Okay, so let's run it and see that. So that's like just information anyway. Just help, information. I show details about working with canvas. Okay, I don't want this. Let's change that to information. There's two. We have two buttons in there. I'm going to change this to show information. So let's say show info. Okay, let's show info instead of it showing two buttons. Right. Okay, so that you guys can see that. Alright, so let's run it now and see how that's gonna look like now that I've changed it to show information. Okay, there we go. Look at that. And I also have my logo up there, so that's fine. Alright, so let's also take care of the font size. So I'm going to come right underneath here, this canvas. Okay, let's just get rid of this so that you guys can see the rest of it here. That's fine, canvas. Okay, so now underneath here I'm just going to define another one, another function. This function is going to be for, I'm going to use it for every one of those components that I'm going to be using. So the very first one, I'm going to make that the default size or default fonts. Default font is going to be inside self, comma, and I'll just call that, I think I call it with a Q. Q equals 5. Maybe let's say 20 because I have 20 up there already. So in that case, I'm just going to say font size equals Q. Let's grab this, come down here, maybe just change it. Let's change it to about, let's go for about 5. Yeah, 5. Come right down, and the default here is, I'm going to change to 5, and in that case font size equals Q. There. Now I'm going to have to copy this, copy, paste. The next one is going to be, I do have a font that is 10, so font 10, so that means this will become 10. I have 14, font 14, so I'm just creating all of the functions now. I'll call them later on. This is 14 as well. Then we have, this will be 14, 10, 14, what else do we have? We have 18, 22. Okay, let's just copy these two. So this will be 18, and 22 here. Then we have 30. No, I don't think we have. Let's see, what do I have inside this font? Okay, I have 22, 30, 40. Okay, go back in there. Yeah, 3 more. Grab, yeah, those 3. Come right down. and this will be 30. That's 30 as well. And this is 40 here. We have 50 here. So those are all the fonts that I have, and 50 here. And this one is 22. This is 18. There. So all of those fonts, I'm now going to call them. I'm going to call them inside my, let's call them right here. So the first one is, we have default. So the default one, that's it. Where is defaults? Fonts. There we go. Default. No, there's no default text here. I think I have it in here. Okay. Command equals self dot default. Right. And the rest, this one is going to be command equals font 10. Font equals 10 here. There we go. Now call the other one, that's 14, 18, 22, 30, and so on. So that's 50 here. 40, 30, 22, and 14, no 18, 14 here. So I've called every single one of those fonts. Okay, so all we need to do is just to run it, but before then I might as well just, okay, I can see some errors here. There should be a column here as well. Okay, now let's try it out. The font will show, but we can't do anything yet because I haven't taken care of that. So this one will take it back to white. Right, it's working. Now we need to be able to write on the canvas. Okay, for us to be able to write on the canvas, what I need to do is I'm going to come up here and I will declare the following. Let's say self dot, I'm going to call that position X. There's nothing in position X for now. And I'm also going to declare another one that will be for position Y. There is nothing in there as well. But one other thing that we need to do is, while we are up here, might as well get it bound. So let's come down. The self dot my canvas dot bind, and that is going to be as follows. So to get it bind, I'm going to enter an apostrophe less than and greater than, and I will use B1 minus motion, and let's give my, I want to create a method there that I will call read text. There. Now I'm going to create a function that I will call read text, and I'll be able to use this. So let's grab this and maybe right here anyway. Function read text. So for function read text, that's going to be self comma q, and we now need to call, I'm going to call this to global variables that I have in there. Now for x is going to be q dot x, and y is going to be q dot y. Okay, now I've assigned those two. Now the next thing that I want is for my canvas, I want you to create lines. So I'm going to call this, just copy this, it's handy, paste it right underneath here, and I need to specify my positions that I want wherever my pen is. The first one is going to be for the x value, the position of my x. Paste that in here. Now we have x, comma, we need position of y. There we have position of y. We now want qx and qy, so say comma q dot x, comma q dot y. Okay, we have that. Now the next thing is we now need the width. The width in this case is going to be width equals the font size. Where's the font size? There we go. Copy the font size and paste that in here. That is my width. So the font size is going to be 5, so that's going to be tiny. We can always change it. Then comma, that is going to be fill color, comma fill color. So I'm going to copy all of this and just paste it right there. That is it. So that is my read text. So we now also need to, let's say comma here. We're going to need enough room, so I'm going to say cap style. I'm going to make that round. Okay, then round. That is my cap style, comma, and we also want it to be smooth. Let's say smooth. We're going to say that is true. Right, there we go. And I think that's all for my, I should be able to write now. Okay, so if I run it, because all of the coordinates are in place, I can't see any error. So let's run it and see anyway. Run. The font is 5, so there we go. Look at that, guys. Haha, that's fine. Now let's try and change the font size. 50. Whoa, yeah. Now let's come in here and change it to 14. Look at that. Let's clear the whole screen and use 10. That's 10. Okay, but what we cannot do now is we cannot change. I think this should work. Yeah, that's fine. I remember taking care of that. We need to be able to change the font color and the background color. We need to be able to do those. I think I'm able to change back color here. No, I can't. Right, so let's see, we can just copy some stuff here that we can use for our background color. Okay, so let's exit out. Exit. Now we need to take care of the colors. Okay, let's take care of the font color. So I'm going to maybe even take care of that right underneath here as well. So I'm going to call it method. Let's say the name is going to be replace font. Replace font, that is going to be inside self there. And for the replace font, this is handy. I'm going to copy all of these and paste it right here. That is for my replace font. Now for the second one, that's going to be, I'm going to call that replace back color. Oh, no, okay, replace BG, and let's change this to BG. As for BG, we need to assign whatever value we're replacing, but in the first place, this we need to change this to BG because we have it here anyway. Look at it. So if you want, you can copy that and just paste it right in there. There, BG, that's correct. Self.bg equals my color selector here, and this is going to be BG as well. There we go. And I now need to call my canvas, so it's going to be my canvas, paste my canvas, that will be BG, and in this case it's going to be equals self.bg. The BG is the background color. Okay, now that is taken care of, we now need to call all of these. We need to call this as well. So I'm going to copy. Let's scroll right down and have a good look at those lines of code first. Let's go right down, and that is going to be edit, right? That's background, this font. So that's going to be command equals self dot that is for the font. The other one is going to be command equals BG. I think, oh, let's see, I don't know if it's lowercase or uppercase. Let's see. O is uppercase B, so come right down, else there will be an error. Where is it? There we go. There. Okay guys, let's run it now, and I think we only have just one more to take care of. Okay, so let's come in here, font color, let's change that to red. There we go. And let's change the fonts, the back color to white. Okay, let's change it properly. Let's just select something. No, that's for the font, background color. There we go, and let's write something on it. There we go guys, look at that. This is a very nice tutorial. I think you guys need to work on this. It's easy and it's brilliant. I'm happy with it. I know it's time consuming, but that's cool. It's alright for those who are willing to learn. For the curious mind, you should enjoy this. Okay, the last one is going to be, it's just for me to be able to type out something. Just for you to show you guys you can type directly on this canvas here. That's just what it's all about. So in here I'm going to make up something. Maybe copy this and come right down here, paste that in there. I'm just going to change this font. Let's come in here and enter, or go type. Yeah, that's one. Go and type. All right, and the message, let me grab this, copy all of this, and I'm going to get rid of these, paste that in here, and all you just need to do is to say dot create underscore text. There. And the other important thing that we need to do is wherever the coordinate is going to be, I'm going to make my, let's say 1000 by 50, and I also want to change the font, so I'm going to say fonts equals, can make that a little bit bold. Let's say Viden, comma, I'm going to make it, let's say 50, comma, and that is going to be bold. Close that. Let's see and make sure there's no error there. What do I want in there? The text that I want in there. I'm going to change the text. Let's say comma, text equals working with canvas. That's all. I think I've done it. Yeah, I think so. Right. No, there's a comma there. And there's a comma here as well. I'm missing out a comma. What else am I missing now before I call it? That is fine. Okay, I'm going to call this inside type. I think I called that type where I have the help. There we go. So it's going to be comma command equals self dot go type. So run. Let's see. Go to help. We want to type. Yes, you can. Look at that. Let's move it in a little bit. Instead of 1,000, let's go back here. And where is it? Somewhere here. I'm going to make it about 800. Yeah. Run. And I'm very happy with that. Yeah. That's not bad. Working with canvas. I think this should be uppercase. And 700. So with that, guys, I'm going to be calling it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. I know it's a little bit long, but guess what? It's a very nice tutorial for us all to learn. I've learned a great deal, and I believe you guys have learned a great deal as well. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. You all have a nice day, and thanks for watching. And I'll be very pleased if you guys can join and become a member of the channel. And thanks for your support, and bye for now.